Good morning. Today we're going to start with grazing planning. I'd kind of like to set some ground rules. This is a discussion page, and as such, I realize that we are coming from all different areas that have, some may be brittle, some may be more like a rainforest, some have lots of grass, some have very seasonal grass. So this is a discussion group, and by that I mean let's talk about the best way to utilize grazing planning so it'll enhance us reaching our holistic goals. Late last week we talked about getting a map and doing kind of a whole farm plan, marking where your fence lines are, your boundaries, your water lines, your gates, your permanent infrastructure like your barns and maybe some silos. That way you have a picture that you can start with for your grazing planning that gives you an overall view of your entire farm. So let's get started. Well, it's Monday, so let's start our grazing planning session. And good morning to you all. To get started in holistic grazing planning, you must first formulate a holistic goal for the farm. Once you know what you want to achieve as a whole, then grazing planning can occur. In preparation for this, if you haven't got an aerial of your farm, I highly recommend that and draw in the roads, the fence lines, existing infrastructure, and the things we discussed. Then, get the grazing planning chart from Holistic Management and enlarge it to a 2x3 and have Kinko's or somebody like that laminate it for you. It becomes very useful as we go into this class. The grazing plan works to create the landscape desired, pays attention to the animal, forage, and land health and production, considers the impact on profitability, and takes into account your schedule with regard to animal movements, considers short and long-term results, and plans for paddock recovery periods. You've heard people talk about rotational and mob grazing. Well, these are practices. Holistic grazing planning is a process, which includes more than just how short to graze or how often to move an animal. It is all in the plan, which is attentive to a more comprehensive impact. There's a lot to learn, and we will cover about 30 slides over this week. I will try to keep each segment short, under 5 minutes. So this week, go ahead and capture your holistic context that your farm's going to be working under, and also write down the values that you're going to apply to your grazing plan. Work on getting those maps made and laminated, ready for use, and we will see you Wednesday.